questions or concerns that you have. Are there any at this time? Okay, up next we have information for City Council members. It is investment report for August 2012 that Council is being informed about. Up next we have a proclamation presentation. This is to the Julie Rogers Gift of Life program that the Council has put together, and I will read over this real fast to you. It says, whereas September 2012 is National Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, and according to the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition, the public is still largely unfamiliar with ovarian cancer, a silent disease with vague symptoms, which is the fifth leading cause of cancer-related death among women and is the deadliest of gynecological cancers. Whereas this year, 22,280 new cases of ovarian cancer will be diagnosed, and some 15,500 women will die from the disease in the United States. And an early correct ovarian cancer diagnosis greatly increases a woman's chances of survival, increasing the importance for women to be educated about ovarian cancer symptoms and risk factors. And whereas in order to raise awareness in Jasper and throughout the region, the Gift of Life will recognize the strength and courage of ovarian and breast cancer survivors during the second annual Julie Richardson, there's a typo in there, Julie Rogers Proctor 5K Ribbon Run Walk in downtown Beaumont on Saturday, September the 29th, with celebrity guest Richard Simmons and others participating. Will be led by New Orleans Queen of Rhythm and Blues, Wyvon of Washington, which will be followed by Saturday Night Fever on Saturday, October the 27th, featuring the nationally acclaimed recording artist, the Pointer Sisters, and others. Whereas the second annual Julie Richardson Proctor 5K Ribbon Run Walk is named by the Gift of Life in memory of Julie Richardson Proctor, which is in support of her beloved husband, Bro Proctor, and a trust in her name, which is generally funded an ovarian cancer educational awareness initiative, and the Julie Richardson Proctor was a devoted Gift of Life board member and volunteer, a well-respected Southeast Texas attorney who passed away in 2011. Bottom line is now, therefore, I, Mayor Mike Loud, the City of Jasper, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2012 as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month in the City of Jasper. That for our notes. Okay, next up we have we try to do these in order in which they come in. We have two requests for public comments from our audience here tonight. And the first one was to sign up was Linda Templeton. Ms. Templeton, come forth and speak to this council. We will hold you to 3 minutes tonight, please.
You can speak right here.
Wherever you feel comfortable. If you speak over there, everybody can hear you through that microphone.
Well, my name's Linda Templeton, and I've lived in or about Jasper since 1968. And I have a question for the City Council. I'm not representing anyone else. It's all my own questions. But I do feel like I'm representative of other citizens and taxpayers in Jasper. I noticed the council meeting notice that there's been a request for pay increase for city retirees. And I want to ask the council, the city retirement fund in private equity? Is it a private situation? Have they put their funds where their money makes money? Or is this something that if they have an increase that the taxpayers are going to have to pick it up?
It's not normal that we answer questions in this session. However, Mrs. Templeton, if you have a statement you'd like to make, go ahead with that. I mean, like, you think the council needs to do this or doesn't need to do it, or you need more information?
Okay, well, I don't have much information, but what I do want to say to the council is I hope the council will consider certain criteria for offering raises, because I don't know anybody's getting a raise. People working in private industry are not getting a raise. People working in businesses are not getting a raise. Times are hard, and I don't see anybody getting a raise. For what we've been through lately, we've got a city council since we were elected because of difficulties we've had. In Jasper, we have a long history of difficulties in Jasper with finances and other things. And I'm just going to ask the council to behave responsibly, to consider certain criteria that might be pertinent in giving raises according to whatever the local economy is and what people need, and not just to respond to a request, yes or no, because it's very serious business. municipalities all over the country are getting in financial trouble, and a lot of it is due to overgenerous pensions and medical benefits. So I just came here to ask the council to be responsible, consider carefully what the taxpayers are paying for.
Thank you, Ms. Templeton, and I would invite you to stay because this is an issue that will be discussed down the agenda.
Thank you.
Mike, Martha Morian's here with Gift of Life, and she was supposed to read a proclamation on this Gift of Life. You want her?
Or to receive back, however you
You
want.
just read it earlier.
Yes, I will give this to you here. Thank you, and I didn't know that you were here to give this.
No, that's all right.
But I'll do it.
Thank you. No, that was something, a little thing to say, but thank you very much.
Yes.
On behalf of Gift of Life, we thank you for your support.
Okay, well, next we have Ms. Lori Monzango, former city council member.
Hi, I'm Lori Monzago. I have a question that I need to ask. With the many rumors going around town, I just need to ask you all, can you tell the public and me what the status is of the application process of hiring a new permanent chief of police? Many people have asked, and I know that you all can't answer questions, but I think this is something that the public needs to know. Thank you.
Okay, up next we have the consideration for the approval of 3 sets of minutes. First of all, the special is called a city council meeting for August the 13th of 2012. The regular city council meeting for August 20th, 2012, and the special call city council workshop for August the 27th, the year 2012.
There's a correction to be
Okay.
made.
Well, don't we have to make a motion?
Yeah, do we have a motion to accept those minutes as
I'll
read?
make a motion that we accept them.
Okay, do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Is there some discussion on this matter?
We had some discussion.
Okay, what is your discussion, Mr. Sayers?
August 20th, minutes of August 24th, to, right after the motion made by Hazel Johnson to table a request from Harley Alexander, that part was fine, I believe. It was the one right after that one. It says, motion by Councilmember Mitch McMillan to approve request from Harley Alexander asking for permission from the city council to delegate all police department employment decisions to be at his discretion. I think the motion was, he made a motion to approve the firing of the employee that Mr. Alexander brought to our attention in executive session the week before. That was his motion. Correct, Mitch?
Okay, that motion was made by Councilmember McMillan. Is that the motion, as you remember it?
Yep.
Okay, is
In
that?
fact, it's on film.
Okay, and the second was made by Councilmember Hazel Johnson. Is that the motion as you remember, which you seconded?
Correct.
Okay.
Karen, did you get
To
a
approve
chance
the
to do
termination of
something?
an employee.
But that was that specific employee.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Is that the way you remember it out? Okay, is the council in agreement that that's the way it stood?
Yep.
Okay.
What I wanted to do with correcting these minutes is to correct possibly a misperception that may develop from reading what was printed. I don't think that our council is interested in giving permission to circumvent our written and adopted procedures. I think, at least for myself, I think I speak for the council, in whatever department, whatever written approved procedures we have, we need to be following those. And Chief Alexander was doing that when we had a special session regarding a particular employee, and then when he came back, he was actually following our charter as it was written to get approval for hires and dismissals, and that was the intent of my motion, was to deal directly with the employee in question. But that wasn't the way it turned out in the minutes. And again, it's perhaps not a big deal, but it might be construed to be meaning something that it was not intended. So we want to correct that.
Okay, do I hear this as a procedural matter that must be taken up this time? Do I hear that council is unanimous in their understanding of those minutes as just stated?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody's in favor of that? Okay.
I think, probably need to make a motion to approve the necessary correction.
We can do that. That's what we're getting to, but we're gonna instruct the city secretary to change those minutes as the council has just brought forth to
So
you.
then I would withdraw my motion and defer to what Mr. Scott just said.
Okay? Would you like to make
Make a
that,
second.
would you like to make that motion, Mr. Scott?
Well, I'd like to make a motion that the 3 sets of minutes be approved with the necessary correction.
I second
Of
that motion.
of the April 20th meeting. Is all the rest of them are okay?
August 20th.
I mean, August 20th. Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show that the minutes have been approved with the adaptation unanimously. We move to the number 2 item on tonight's agenda, and that is consider ordinance number 9-12-1, setting and establishing the 2012-2013 fiscal year operating budget. As the council just heard, we had a hearing on this prior to this meeting, and there were no objections to this budget voiced by the group. There were questions, but that was it. And only one of those. So with that, do we have a motion for the acceptance of that budget? Motion by Mrs. Johnson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Alton Scott. Is there any discussion on this matter? All those in favor of passage of the budget for the upcoming fiscal year, say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed to this measure? Let the record show that the measure passed unanimously. Consider ordinance number 9-12-2, adoption of the 2012 tax rate associated with the budget. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Sayers,
I second.
second by Mrs. Johnson. Is there any discussion on this matter? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposition? Let the record show the measure passed unanimously. Item number 4, consider ordinance number 9-12-3, tax roll appraisal and tax levy. Do we have a motion on this matter? Motion by Mrs. Johnson, second by Alton Scott. Is there any discussion on this matter? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposition? Let the city's record reflect that the measure passed unanimously. Item number 5 is consider ordinance number 9-12-4, applying allocated adjustments, contingency reserves, and providing for amended budgets. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Sayers,
I second.
second by Mrs. Johnson. Is there discussion? All those in favor of this measure say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Let the city's record show that it passed unanimously. Consider approving the Jasper Economic Development's operating budget for the fiscal year 2012-2013. This is under tab number 6 in your agenda. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mrs. Johnson to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sayers. Is there discussion? Being no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposition? Let the city's record show that the measure passed unanimously. Consider table TMRS ordinance authorizing and allowing updated service credits and cost of living adjustments for city retirees. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion by Mr. Sayers, second by Mr. Scott. Is there discussion? Now, would the city's management want to explain this to us at all? Would you like to go over this, or any questions that you'd like to ask? Is there any question from any council member here?
I assume this is the
Okay.
COLAs.
Sir?
This is dealing with the COLAs.
Yes, the budget is balanced with the 9.13% increase, which was the first one that came to go. We had looked at the 50% and 30, but if we adopt that, it throws the budget askew.
Correct.
So if we do one more year at whatever y'all want, 50%, 30, or 50-50, or whatever, it's within the budget.
Correct. You understand where he's going with that?
Yeah.
And then next year, we can look at do a workshop beforehand and get all of that figured.
Started early enough that we can work it into the budget.
Right.
Okay.
Tommy, I've got a question. If we work this into the budget, and it's pretty much done for this year, but I'd like to make a point here that we have the SRMA money that comes back to us and has historically come to us for the last several years. Depending on which one of these plans we adopt, is there any reason that we cannot take the rebate money from SRMA, put it into a quote unquote, maybe a retirement fund or a portion of it, so that when we pay the city's amount to the retirement, that it doesn't actually come out of city budget? It's already money that had been earmarked for electric bills or electric costs. That way, I think once we adopt this, I think our 100% funded is going to happen a whole lot quicker than it is where it is now. And correct me if I'm wrong, we've been doing this for several years and we're only at 30%, if I understand right, of being completely funded somewhere along that line.
Funded ratio with the next plan is 92.6.
And we're gonna do this for the authorization period of 25 years?
It's amortized over 25 years, and then, but if you do the naturally
Oh, it's
recurring,
30 years.
if you do the recurring, it's over 30 years, correct, Joe?
No, it's 15 years on the ad hoc, and it goes to 25 if you do the repeat. The normal retirement is all being done on 25.
But it can be stopped at any time.
Yes.
When do we need to address this situation to make a change on this going forward, so that we're not?
Probably about May.
We need to start looking at it in May.
Okay. Well, I think it's imperative that we make some changes. I think that was the thrust of what Mr. Mills was telling us. The way we've been doing it is going to be unsustainable down the road, and the sooner we start making these changes, the better off we're going to be years from now. If we can get on one of these programs and decide which one to go, I'd rather err on the side of caution and get the less expensive one. You pay a little bit of a front-end load, but it will keep our total rate level for 25 years. And Mr. Bills pointed out that would save the city several $1 million over that time. So I think the sooner we get on that, the better off we're going to be. You know, we want to have a plan that rewards loyalty and employment, and one that also incentivizes people to come to work for the city and to stay with the city. I don't know that the plan that we've got now is accomplishing that. That may be something that we need to address as well. But we need to make some changes on this pretty quick. So, in lieu of the fact that the budget has already been pressed out, you know, I'm going to be in favor of going ahead and once again doing this stopgap measure of kicking the can down the road for another year. But we need to get on this as quickly as possible.
Any other discussion? Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show that the measure passed unanimously. Mrs. Templeton, after the city's meeting tonight, I would ask the city staff to take some time to go over this with you and explain where this money is held and about the fund.
Okay.
Okay? And then if you have any other questions, we've got all day tomorrow. So, we want you to have your questions answered here tonight. Consider resolution number 2919, authorizing publication of notice of intention to issue certificates of obligation. And you all know that we discussed this in the previous meetings and in the budget hearing, or budget workshop. Is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mrs. Johnson, second by Mr. Hobson. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposition? Let the record show that it passed unanimously. Item number 9 is the consider accepting a name on a new street. And as you all see, that is under construction off South Wheeler Street by Ellis Construction Company. Is there a motion?
What is it?
Hidden Pines Lane. I'll make the motion.
Hidden Pines Lane is the proposed name. We have a motion by Mr. Sayers. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. McMillan. Is there discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Let the record show it passed unanimously. Item number 10 is consider request from the DP Texas Council of Governments appointment of representative in Jasper, Texas to serve on the DEDCOG Pilot Program Council on Children and Families Board. And I looked at this, but I didn't see where it had a suggestion of a name, a representative.
Says well versed in state health and human services system and education, so that's a pretty tall order, looks like.
In order to have a motion, we need to have, we have a motion to appoint, so we can go ahead and hear a motion to appoint. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second. Is there some discussion?
Who are you gonna appoint?
I have not been the one that suggested anyone to me.
I don't mind telling you, I'm pretty much lost on who you would. I don't think I know anybody that can fill the bill for what they're looking for. Not personally.
No, off the top of my head, I
Would the council like to table this for research?
Yeah, I make a motion.
Do we have a motion to table?
Yeah, I make a motion.
They asked for an appointment by the 21st, is all right, but that's like,
They're
Okay.
supposed to be, what are the credentials?
We don't know.
Versed in what?
well versed in state health and human service system and education.
Wouldn't be me.
I make a motion to table.
Motion tabled by Mrs. Johnson, we overruled. We have a second.
I'll second.
Second, Mr. Hobson. All those in favor of tabling say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show that the motion to table is unanimous. Council to accept a newly hired officer at the Jasper Police Department. Mr. Police Chief.
We've had some time had an opening for an officer, and in the past couple of weeks, I hired a young man named Lawson Dry. Him and his family have both been a long time member of this community. And I request y'all's permission to have Mr. Dry go to work. Mr. Lawson Dry.
As a patrol officer?
Yes.
Stay on the
Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
I second.
So a motion by Mr. Sayers, a second by Mrs. Johnson. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show that the measure passed unanimously. Mr. Dry, would you come up, please? Shake hands with members of the City Council. We welcome you to the staff of the Jasper Police Department. This council is here to serve you, sir.
Real sure you won't do this?
Mayor Loudon, I would like to also advise that Mr. Lawson went through the academy twice. And both times he was valedictorian. First time just before he finished his first school, he got injured, had to drop out. And his own expense, he went back and did it again.
Thank you all.
We're happy to have you.
Welcome aboard.
Officer, this council puts you out there to do a job. There's some ain't gonna want you doing that job. When they don't like it, and they start hollering, you send them to us.
Yes, sir.
Preferably the mayor first.
You gotta write this mayor a ticket, do something. Make a little note before we leave here today. There is a special call city council member meeting for Thursday, September the 20th, 2012 at 10 a.m. We have two items which you have the information there tonight, if you'll take them home with you, and that is a resolution on the Texas Community Development Block Grant. And also consider economic development incentive for Hibbett Sports. Please study those items, and we'll take care of that. Being no other issues or no items on the agenda that can be discussed or voted on tonight, we stand adjourned at 6:46 Central Daylight Time. Thank you, and enjoy the refreshments.